So, okay, I've started recording. So this is an evidence and a clear indication that what you are doing right now is very important. Just know that anything you are learning right away will be an avenue for you to enrich your goal. That's number one. Number two is that if you are enrolling into this course, you will actually be trained on how you will actually be trained to understand the role of a data analyst, and you will also be trained to understand how data analytics actually play its role in business decision making. And this is why I want to ask, question where I would love to have possibly a random answer from the audience that are here. I don't know if anyone can actually share possibly his or her portfolio or experience right now, possibly what he or she study, and the world the person is right now. Maybe you are in the world of healthcare, maybe you are in the world of IT, etc. I don't know if two people can just give me a basic answer. Okay, Mr. Ben Hassan, uh, you raise up your hand, please. Can you talk?
Okay, yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Bem Asen. I have a PhD in zoology,
Okay,
but
good.
right now I work in the development sector. I work as an environmental safeguard expert, but I've always wanted to, understand data, become a data analyst, and explore how, I've heard that there are lots of jobs in this space. There's so much impact you can drive with data. So I just want to go into this space now. Thank you.
All right. Before we allow another person to talk, this is where you will talk. Please, can we open our mic? Please, let's mute our mic. I want to give. Please, please let's mute our audio, please. Yeah. If I get Mr. Ben asking right, he said he had PhD in geology and he worked with the development company. Am I right, Mr. Ben?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. So now let's use Mr. Ben as an example now. He had an academic background in geology and is working for a development company. If I'm right,
Zoology, zoo.
okay, zoology. All right. And you work for a development
Yes,
company.
yes.
That's a real estate company. Am I right?
An NGO.
NGO. Please, can you just give us
Yes.
a bit of the scope of that NGO? Just to reinforce my point.
Okay. So what we do is we build rural infrastructural projects for the poorest of the poor communities. So there are certain communities in Nigeria where there've never been a hospital. So we help them. We build a hospital and equip it for them. There've never been a school, for instance, or maybe there's a broken bridge. We help them build it. But basically, it's at rural community levels. That's what we do.
Okay. So, Mr. Ben, if I get you right, we can say all one of the focus of your brand is infrastructural development. Is that right? Is it safe to say
Absolutely,
that?
absolutely.
Okay, good.
Yes,
Now
sure.
let's use Mr. Ben portfolio as an example now. You see, if we are now coming to data analyst, the first thing we need to understand there is that Mr. Ben does not actually need to now start, looking for job in another industry. He can actually work in the industry he is right now, but he's going to fill another gap. Maybe possibly while he's working, please, Mr. Dominic, can you mute your mic? Please, your mic. Okay, let me mute all. I think that would be better.
Oh,
Okay, so now, like what Mr. Azina has talked about now, if let's assume he's a technical
sorry.
officer now. Now, if we have to talk about his career goal based on what he decides to learn right now, it means that through data analysis, he can always gain more insight into how many infrastructure are dilapidated in a particular region through data analysis. He can also look at what is it called? He can also look at the proportion of people that are using certain infrastructure through data analysis. So that's why I said that whatsoever you are in right now, data analysis will be an avenue to enrich your portfolio. It does not mean that you are going to have what is it called? You are going to have a kind of disruption to your life. I want to clarify something here. Based on my past experience, one thing I've studied is that most people that japa actually, they were not prepared for things like this. So by the time they get abroad, they started, learning so many things, and it not appear like a disruption to their lifestyle. Now, like what my Oga said now, do you know that if we are going to go by his academic background, you can see a job for portfolio where they will say we need a zoo analyst. Honestly, it will not just be funny that when you are searching for a data analyst job, they will not tell you that we need a zoo analyst. When based on what is doing right now, they can say we need a developmental analyst. They can say we need infrastructure analyst. Now, looking at it, if let's assume there are other people here who does not even understand what infrastructure means, they will now start panicking. Omo, what is trending right now is infrastructure analyst. So you have to go and learn infrastructure analyst. Whereas sometimes what they are just saying is that they need a data analyst who is actually in the world of infrastructural development. So that's why I said what you are learning is not really a disruption to what you've been doing before now. It's just a way to incorporate what you are learning right now into what you are doing currently, so that you can also be a better value, to your organization, or possibly to your personal business. So thank you, Mr. Elson. Okay, I think someone else raised up his hand. Let me check. That's Mr. Yode Ajile. Please, can you unmute, sir? Mr.
Hello.
Ajile. Yes, hello, sir.
Okay.
Mr.
Good evening.
Ajile, are you there?
Are you talking to? Hello. Good afternoon, everybody.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes. My name is Yode Ajile. I have a BSc in Surveying and Geoinformatics from Unilag, an MSc in Surveying and Geoinformatics from Unilag. I have an advanced diploma in software engineering from Aptech. Then I have an MBA with specialization in artificial intelligence and feature of automation from Nexford University. Then I also have a Master of Science in Digital Transformation from Nexford University. Uh,
Awesome.
Funny enough, currently I work in oil and gas. I've been in oil and gas for about 20 years,
Okay.
upstream development, and also buyback takeovers. Um, I live between Nigeria and Toronto. I'm going back to Toronto very soon again to go do my. Um, I want to start a course in an MSc in artificial intelligence. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. That's awesome. Thank you for that. I realize that you've also gotten a rich profile, and that is amazing. Now, if I got Mr. Yude right, Mr. Yude actually is passionate about AI development. Am I right? Especially
Yes.
software engineering. Okay. And the Mr. Yode past experiences has actually been it has revolved in task around oil and gas sector. Am I right?
Yes. Although I taught briefly at Lagos Business School before I joined the oil and gas sector.
Okay, okay, all right. Now, and I think one of the components you made mention of, apart from the MSc, is the MBA, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I have an
I-
MBA.
Okay, yeah, good. Please, can you mute your mic, sir? Now, having gotten Mr. Agileye right, let me now also use Mr. Agileye as a case study in this conversation now. You see, if you look at him as well, if you listen very well to what he said, you can understand that he has a rich profile. Now, let's assume Mr. Agileye is actually a novice in this world, and he does not really understand what data analysis means. If you are marketing it to him, he will say, with all what I've actually have, will I still I will definitely allow you to talk again, sir. Will I still have to be going back to data analysis? See, Jerry, let me just focus on what I'm doing. For instance, he can say that. Now, let me now come in there. One thing there is that if you study, he said he actually have a degree, professional. That should be a professional degree, actually, MBA. Now, let's just use that as a concept. That means that Mr. Gile should be passionate also about business administration. And how will you be a business administrator without you having data that will allow you to have a data that will allow you to make a data-driven decision? So through such insights, having a power of data analysis can make you to be very strong at being a business analyst. So by if you are a business analyst, you can be able to use data to understand the company operations. You can use data to understand the defects in the company. You can use data to understand what is it called, the business customer very well. So what am I saying? What I'm saying here is that if we also look at what Mr. Yilaya has stated, I want to incorporate data analysis there. You will agree with me that data analysis will also be a perfect fit for him. Actually, I would have shared the screen to show one of my app so that we can be able to visualize Mr. Gile profile very well, especially when he's talking about software engineering, AI, and what's it called? I think AI, data engineering. No, software engineering, AI. I've forgotten the third one. I would have
I'm
shown
a surveyor.
an app, but honestly,
I'm a surveyor. I'm a registered surveyor in Nigeria
good,
too.
awesome. Now, let's assume Mr. Gile is also a surveyor. I believe Mr. Gile will also be needing something around GIS because I think he talked about geoinformatics. Now, if he's also trying to do a survey of an environment, though that is now an advanced level of data analytics or data analysis, actually, we talk about image processing actually, but let's assume that we want to just deal with quantitative data. Even while he's making survey, he can actually look at the expansion, the development in an area, looking at the trend of development in an area through data analysis. So what I'm saying is that data analysis fits almost into every industry. How you are able to market yourself to an employer is what makes the difference. That's number one. Number two, how you are able to, get resilient about it is also what matter. And which, let me also say this in case I forget, it does not now mean that you cannot, start a career properly in the field of data analysis. Let's assume you don't want to attach data analysis to anything, like maybe like Mr. Gile now, we don't want to attach it to what's it called? We don't want to attach it to analysis like I've forgotten his name. Sorry for not mentioning your name, sir. Zoo analyst can also be an option, and developmental analysis can also be an option. So, but what we are saying is you can plug data analysis into what you are doing right now. Mr. Ajila, like you want to say something the other time?
No, I'm
Okay,
fine. I'm okay.
Mr. Urukoto. All right, Mr. Urukoto. All right,
Hello?
Mr. Urukoto, you wanted to speak?
Hello?
Yeah, your voice is a bit fainted. I don't know if it's
Hello?
from my end, but I think you are fainted.
Hello? Hello? Are you hearing me now?
Yes, we can hear you clearly, sir.
Okay, okay. My name is Adio Babatunde Emmanuel. I'm an accountant. I'm an accountant. I have BSc in
Okay.
accounting. I have BSc in accounting. MBA. I have MBA. I have masters in management and governance. And I'm a professional accountant also.
Honestly, I don't know if I'm the only one. I think you are not really audible as expected, sir.
Okay. I said
Yes.
I said my name is
It's not
Adio.
audible at all.
It's not
Okay,
audible at
better
all.
now.
I
Better.
say my name is Adeoye
Better.
Babatunde Emmanuel. I have BSc in accounting, MBA,
Okay.
and masters in governance and management.
Governance and
fellow
okay.
of National Accountant of Nigeria,
Okay.
and working in a university.
All right. So we can even say that Mr. Babatunde like money. He loves to actually deal with money. Because let's just
That is a blackmail. That is a blackmail.
so let's just summarize him that he like giving figures. Now let's look at the background of Mr. Babatunde as well in this conversation. Like what he said now, we can fit, his data analysis goal into that of a financial analyst, because you already have an accounting background, you already have an MBA background. Now, if perhaps it needs, to also be doing what we call financial modeling, and to also, doing some trend analysis and projection in the world of accounting, data analysis also fits in. And someone like him, we even need more of Excel than Power BI, because like if you are an accountant, I believe you must be very good at modeling. And modeling is a backbone to financial accounting. You should be able to make predictions, and you also should be able, to build a model that does not always require you to keep writing. Just build a model. Anytime you do insertion, it works. So look at it now. We have changed the dynamics now from being a developmental analyst to a financial analyst, and from being a what's it called from being the business analyst now to a financial analyst. So you can see, that's why I said learning data analysis is not like is going to now be a way of obstructing what you are doing right now. If you are passionate about doing what you are doing right now, you will only be needing data analysis just to also specialize in that field. The only reason why you may need to start thinking otherwise is only and only if you are just starting a particular career. Then that means you may have to be a general data analyst and be finding for such a job. Or if you are like the three people that have spoken, trust me, you would rather be more industry specific than starting all over again. All right, Mr. Orukoto Olugbenga, you wanted to speak? Are you there, sir? Mr. Olugbenga, I think is yet to be ready. All right, Mr. Henry,
Can you
can you
hear me?
speak, please?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now, sir.
Okay. Well, just
Can you
that
hear me
I
now?
don't. Yes, just that. Anytime I'm hearing about data analysis, and I was led, or I was pushing the spirit to just join. What is this data analysis? I have my first degree is in economics and statistics from University of Benin, and I have MSc in economics. Currently,
Okay.
I've done so many things that have to do with data, but it's just the way to bring it together. What exactly will I be doing with this data analysis? Because I feel like I can use it as a second stream of income, and to be helping people to do some other job. I've worked with on a part-time basis with United Nations to use tracking software. So I think based on this experience, whatever you want to do, I think I should be able to at least. And I work with INEC right now, University Department. So I just want to know, I want to see what I will gain from it so that I can start with the class proper.
All right, good.
That's my
Actually,
say.
I said, all right, I didn't mean I'm able to launch more app. I didn't mean I'm using Zoom. It would have been easy for
Mm,
me to do much launching of app so that we can still get some things. But if I said I should be
okay.
doing it with Google, what's it called? Google Meet, we can run into glitches, and that could make the whole conversation boring for us. But now, if I listen to what Mr. Lubinga said, he said it first, he had an academic background in economics. Am I right, sir? Yeah. And he also said currently
Yes,
he work with INEC. Am I right as well? And you said you work with an international organization. All right, now let me start with
yes.
Mr. Olubenga Economics. This is actually a web app I developed, and let's look at something here. This is actually, let's look at this chart. I believe everyone can see this chart now. Let's look at Mr. Olubenga case study
Yes.
now. he said he studied economics. Let's just use that as a conversation starter. Now, having studied economics, it means he will be either interested in macroeconomic data or microeconomic data. Now, if he's interested in either, let's just now advance to a one important area in economics, which is econometrics. You are going to be doing some modeling and to do some projection. Now, one of those things you can do with data analysis is you can do visualization into economic data. Now, if you look at this particular data, you can see this actually, okay, no, let me come here. You can see that this is an arrangement of total, positive, negative, and neutral. This is actually a way of studying economic news of New Zealand, China, Europe generally, the United States of America, Great Britain, Canada, and Japan. Now, through data analysis, someone like my Oga will actually be able to have a power in being taking and extracting insight from economic data. Through that, he can tell us that, oh, the direction of this country currently, okay, the direction of this particular country currently seems to be edging towards a positive path. Therefore, if we have to invest into this country, it's high time for us, to purchase this country currency and save it. So now, in form of econometrics, in form of forex, for instance, now, like the knowledge of like his knowledge now will be able to have a great impact in for instance, in forex market, in stock market, in bond market, in fact, in like consumer behavior. When you have to study consumer behavior, you will actually be needing data analysis as an economist. So data analysis will be something that will strengthen your goal. Now, let me now go to what he said about INEC. Now, let's assume that INEC is actually an organization that has a robust database. Through INEC data, you will be able to understand how many male have actually registered for PVC, how many females have registered, and you will also be able to understand voter, behavioral pattern very well through data analysis. So, learning data analysis.
I don't know whether you did this software on that before.
Sir?
Okay.
Okay. So meaning that learning data analysis will give someone like him a privilege and a platform to also be able to understand the behavioral pattern of the electorate or behavioral pattern of consumer or the behavioral and decision-making pattern of multinational organization. So now, if we also have to categorize his own two expertise after learning data analysis, he can start positioning himself as an economic analyst. So look at it now. We've been mentioning different category of analysts based on either certification or based on either the current job they are doing. Now, if we are also talking about INEC is working with right now, we can call him an electoral analyst. Because when we call him an electoral analyst, it means that he will be able to have electoral data. They will be able to give him electoral data. Like, okay, please, for this next election, in Edo or in Ondo State, please, we want to understand how many people has actually registered, how many people voted in time past, and what we can even predict their behavior for the next election. So through that, he can position himself either as an electoral analyst or an economic analyst through the ability to learn data analysis. So that is also another insight I would love to give based on what he has said. All right, Mr. Henry.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, I'm Henry Afonogara, and I'm viewing from Ogara, Delta State. I am a program analyst with Delta State University Teaching Hospital. I have a BSc in computer science from Uniben, and my work is basically as a program analyst with the teaching hospital here, um, managing all the IT infrastructure here in the hospital. Thank you.
All right. Sorry, I believe this question can be a bit sensitive. I actually want to, you to maybe give us just one breakdown regarding your program analyst. Maybe we can be able to get you better, sir. I don't know if you get the question, sir.
Yes, I get the question.
All right, sir.
Yes, like as a program analyst in the hospital here, we have different vendors and different operations that take place here. Like for instance, the hospital information system, which encompasses all the various modules, like the lab information system, the pharmacy information system, record information system. They are all encompassed as one, as hospital information system. So some of all these informations, we do manage them as well as program analysts in the hospital. And
Okay,
uh, yes,
you can continue.
so
You
that's
can
just it.
continue, sir.
Okay.
All right.
Like
So
the
if I get you
systems,
right,
all the
sir,
computers we have. Yes,
if I get you right, sir, one of
I'm
your
listening.
job is taking inventory. One of your job is all about
Yes,
taking inventory of existing technology at your workplace.
yes.
Okay, continue, sir. Continue.
Okay. And I also have a certificate of proficiency in management.
Good. Okay. Okay. Now, let's having listening to what Mr. Henry said. Now, if without even having to disturb ourselves on his um responses, he has made it very easy for us. He has already called himself a program analyst. So, and he has explained everything without my own need to elaborate on it. So now, but let me just pass a comment for instance now, like a program analyst, he talked about one of the reason why we need data analysis is for him to track the KPIs, key performance indicators. He has to be tracking the efficiency. He also has to be tracking the output, being derived from such program and facilities. So by him having the knowledge of data analysis, he will also be able to work with database, because I remember I talked about information system, and any information system must have a database. So his ability to take data from that database and visualize it will make him to understand the user behavior very well. Like we are using, let's assume we are using XYZ system for the hospital management, but because I remember I talked about pharmacy information system. Am I right, Mr. Henry?
Yes,
Yeah. So like now, when you talk about the pharmacy information system now, the pharmacy information system is expected to have inventory of possibly, except if I'm wrong, I can be corrected, to take inventory of available what's it called, of available drugs in the pharmacy.
drugs.
Sir?
I say drugs.
Yeah, drugs in the pharmacy. He has to look at it whether there are some are out of stock. He has to look at it whether some will be entering. He also has to look at it whether the demand of people for a particular drug. So he has already explained it, through his statement. But what I'm now saying is that let's now also put him in perspective of data analysis now. You realize that data analysis will also help him to understand the demand of people very well. And he will also be able to advise the management, because I remember he talked about management as well. You already understand how to interact with management and the ability to organize, coordinate things. But through data analysis, he will be able to advise the management through data-driven information. So he will be able to tell them that look, in this particular hospital, if we observe very well, this is the particular drug that is popularly asked by these our patients. If you look at it very well, most of our patients, when they are purchasing drug, they don't purchase more than a drug between 8,000 and 10,000. Through data analysis, we'll be able to have such an insight. Through data analysis, it will be able to tell us that, see, if we are looking at the hour of the day, let's assume our management can no longer pay all the staffs in this pharmacy, and we actually want to downsize. Even if you have to downsize, this is actually the particular hour customer do comes to this pharmacy. I don't know if I can call them customer or patient. I don't know if it's non, but it should be customers as well. So that this is not the peak hour for customers. So meaning that if we want to improve the efficiency of this pharmacy, we have to ensure that there are more staffs on ground at so hours, and we have to ensure that we can only have maybe one person working at so hours. So through data analysis, we have more ability to integrate, the management information system with the tool like Excel and Power BI. So by so doing, it will be boosting the capacity of the organization he's working with right now. Now, let me now, apart from being a program analyst now, let me now also give Mr. Henry another job title he could be talking about. Over time, he could start, giving himself a title of an healthcare analyst. An healthcare analyst is someone who works in an healthcare industry and who want to actually, be providing insight into every matter regarding healthcare. So like him now, he can choose, tomorrow he may choose not to work in an hospital again. He can just choose to be working in another healthcare facility, possibly maybe a regulatory facility, and he will still be an healthcare analyst. So because healthcare analyst will be an umbrella for the entire industry. And he can also call himself pharmacy analyst, blah, 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 but that will be too specific for him and make him get more limited, to a particular job area. But if he call himself an healthcare analyst, he can do a lot of things based on his previous experience. So by so doing, you can see that what he has said is also enabling my assertion when I said learning data analysis will not be a disruption to your existing work life. It will rather be an avenue for you to enhance what you are doing. And that is why most Nigerians that you see the japa, why they keep struggling in landing themselves a job. I wonder, let's also be factual with ourselves. We all know that getting a job is not a joke. Let's establish that. But why some of them are still also struggling in moving is that in the first instance, they were not even solid at home. So when they get there and they are learning, they are hearing that, there is a data analysis course, we have to learn it. They struggle to get themselves established. Like him now, like Mr. Henry now, it will be very difficult for you to disqualify him in an interview when it comes to healthcare analysis. No, sorry, when it comes to healthcare matters. You must have known the technical terms they are using there. You must have known the terminologies they are using. So the only thing that we just be brushing up will be technical terms about data analysis. Will not be distorting himself like the conventional person that does not really have a direction of where he is right now or where he's going in the future. So through that, I believe that Mr. Henry should also have gotten more insight on why learning data analysis will not be a waste of time for him. Rather, it will be a way to enhance his portfolio. All right, Mr. M. Alex. Mr. M. Alex, are you there? Mr. M. Alex.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
All right.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah,
Sir.
good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Hello, good evening. Yeah, my name is
Yeah,
Emmanuel. Yeah, Emmanuel Chikameka, actually. Yeah, I'm from Lagos. Like I'm calling from Lagos. Now, I'm joining this class because I needed to have an idea about this particular course. I'm a business management student from um, Yaba College of Technology. And then I don't work in line. I'm not an IT person. I work in space. I played a heavy duty equipment there. So I just wanted a new stream of income. You know, I felt data analysis, and for the kind of person I am, the kind of person that deals with figures, I like dealing with figures and all whatnot. So I felt out of all the IT courses available, that this data analysis is the only one that suits my kind of person, the kind of thing I like. So I want to know, how can someone like me that works in a shipping company that operates heavy duty equipment do another job with this through this data analysis? Thank you.
All right. You said how can someone like you? So your line broke.
Yeah.
Was breaking that time. Someone like you in what,
Okay.
sir?
Yeah. Like I work in a shipping company. I operate the cranes and heavy duty equipment using lifting and containers and all whatnot. So but I have passion in doing IT course. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello,
If
can you
I
hear
get
me?
you right,
Yeah. So
you work for logistics, right?
yeah, the logistic company, yes, as an operator, not as an admin person, but as a field person, an operator, a crane operator.
Train operator,
Can you hear me?
CRANE, right?
Yes. Yes,
CRANE.
CRANE. Yes, yeah. A crane operator.
Okay.
But I have passion for IT jobs, and I noticed the kind of IT jobs that suits my kind of person is only this data analysis because it deals with figures, and I like things that has to do with figures. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the reason why that's the reason I want to register. I want to do this course. So I want to also know how can someone like me now merge this data analysis skills to my job, like seeing it, having another stream of income through this particular course that I'm about to
Okay.
learn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, like the case of Mr. Emalex, the case of Mr. Emalex is a very simple case. Number one of those things that I know is going to fit into, I believe is going to actually fit into, is that he is likely going to be more of a freelancer. Because why I said that is because of the fact that, considering what he's doing right now, it will be better for him to first be a freelancer, someone who do data analysis for any form of industry, and he will have a general data analyst, become a general data analyst. That's the first thing. Now, I want to break it down so that I will be able to serve his information need. Now, number two, one interesting thing about him, he said he worked for logistic company, and he was more focused in the conversation with what he's doing right now. However, one thing I need him to understand is that what you are doing right now gives you an insight about how that particular company even operates and how the entire industry operates. Now, by so doing, let's assume you've already have contacts in that industry. You could be very good at becoming a logistic analyst. Now, what do I mean by being a logistic analyst? I mean, like when we are talking about that, you will be very good at understanding how inventory works for logistic companies. You will also be able to understand how they stock orders and how they deliver. Which area do they deliver the packages to most? Where are the demand coming from most, etc. So, learning data analysis will also be an avenue for you to get into the administrative part of your current industry, because I can see based on what you said, we can see you are currently at the technical part of the industry. So if you are able to learn data analysis, it will give you a leverage for you to actually get a job. But if you are not looking for a job, to get business deals in the logistic companies, because you will be the one analyzing their data, giving visualization to their data, advising them on how they can outpace their competitors. For instance, now, like Lagos, you said you're working right now. I believe there are several hundreds of logistic companies in that Lagos who are actually competing. Now, if they are competing and you are there, you will be okay. What happened? Something happened. I think someone is sharing. Okay, so now if you are now in the logistic company at large, and possibly you always want to keep up having an alternative source of income, you can always get contact in that industry and analyze data for them. Whenever I say analyze data for them, I want to break it down so that it will not be like I'm just picking jargons. I mean that, number one, you can take data on their behalf and explain that Mr. XYZ, looking at your company, it appears that most demand you are having are coming from Ikeja. It appears that most demand you are having are coming from Island. It will make a lot of sense. Instead of you having coming from mainland to island, it will make a lot of sense for you to have a branch at Island. You are already giving them insight into where they can actually have a branch for the parcel delivery of a thing. Now, let me now go to also crane operation you are talking about. Actually, this what I want to talk about right now will be an elevated phase for you. But if I want to just make you to see the future, like there is an aspect of AI, artificial intelligence, even in crane operation. There are some times whereby in this modern world we are talking about now, AI appears to be sorry. Okay. Someone typed that you can even be promoted to a lifted planner. So meaning that your career options are wide in what you are doing right now. And there is a very strong possibility that if you are able to learn data analysis, you will also, be able to work in the administrative part of your industry. Mr. Emales, you want to say something?
No. I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm with you.
Okay. Mr. Ajile said he has a contribution. All right, you can proceed, Mr. Ajile.
Yeah. Thank you for letting me. Mr. Alex, you said you're a crane operator. You don't know what you have. You have gold in your hands. I will tell you. Being a crane operator where I am in Toronto, you can make between 6,000 to 8,000, at times up to 10,000 Canadian dollars every month. But like he said, and he advised you, more often than not, you can be an inventory analyst. While you are there as a crane operator, you are going to definitely be taking records of what the cases which you are carrying and the rest of them, loading and offloading. With that, you could also build something around it which would help you, give you a leverage that though you are a crane operator, you can also be an inventory analyst who would give them an insight to what actually is leaving, what is coming in, what is going to what different parts of Lagos and different parts of Nigeria. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir, Mr. Ajile.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, Mr. Males, are you satisfied, or do you still have any gray area you want us to resolve?
No. I just want the class to start immediately.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, hello.
All right, sir. Mr. Adeyemi, you are the next on the list, sir. Mr. Adeyemi, are you there, sir?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, sir.
Yeah, I'm here. Good, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you very well, sir.
Can you hear me?
Very well, clearly,
Okay.
sir.
My name is Bimile Adeyemi.
Mr. Adeyemi,
Adeyemi,
excuse me. Sorry, Mr. Adeyemi. Mr. Femi, I think we are behind time.
Oh.
I don't know. Probably, yeah. The class is meant for 2 hours and it's already past 1 hour already. So maybe you just take this last intro and then you can go ahead with the class so that
Okay.
the persons that have other schedules to meet up can meet up with the schedules after the class.
Yes, let me look at the person on the last for now so that we will not take new entry. Mr. Iyayi is the last one now, so I will answer them in 1 minute, then we'll proceed. All right.
All right.
All right, Mr. Adeyemi. Mr. DM,
Okay.
are you there?
Can you hear me?
Very clear, sir.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you clearly. We can hear you
Okay.
clearly.
My name is Ibimli Adeyemi. Um, my name is Ibimli Adeyemi. I have a master's in analytical chemistry, and I also work as a food processing and manufacturing company as a production manager. So I'm wanting to take the data analytics course due to the fact that I will be taking a master's course in operation management soon. I'm planning to become an operation manager. And while trying to become an operation manager, I'm aware that I need to have data analytics skills in order to be able to navigate to and become a better operation manager. So that is the major reason why I actually want to have the skill of data analysis.
Okay. Okay. So now, based on what you said now, operation manager, yes, there is no way you can be an operation manager that will not, you will not actually need the skill of data analysis. I must be honest with you. It is very, very germane. Let me mute your mic. So it is quite germane for you to actually learn data analysis as an operation manager, because there are so many things you have to get insight all about. So, and I can promise you that as far as this course is concerned, so far you are dedicated to learning, and and a ability to be resilient around it. I can be honest with you that you are going to achieve your goal, because data analysis, like I said, is adaptable to any world you are right now. All right, Mr. I think the last person we have right now is Mr. Iyayi. Mr. Iyayi, please, can we have you on board?
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Very clear, sir. We can hear you. We can hear you,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. I'm a healthcare personnel, and I'm currently from computer science. In I work in Lagos in the facility in Lagos at school in Lagos State University, and I want to my journey in the IT or tech industry. So while I'm embarking on, I heard a lot. I learned a lot from what a lot of people said. So it's building and shaping my understanding of what exactly that I'm going into. So my aim is to um, become a healthcare uh, analyst, or rather, what we call it, healthcare information analyst. So I don't really know how I'm able to use data analysis to be able to achieve that goal. And I'll be trying to go through this journey myself, but it's a very difficult path. So that's why I saw a platform like I said, yes, I'll be able to gain and learn very well. So guide me so I don't make the mistake of just going thinking anything I think is possible. So that's why I'm in this.
Okay.
I've learned a lot from what everybody is saying. A lot of people that talk about the healthcare aspect. So that's why I'm here.
All right. All right. I get your point, right? Just like I've said earlier, healthcare analysis is an industry specific goal. And like I've said earlier, and I've explained, it is very good if you have a passion there. And this course is also tailored for us to think that way. And one thing I will say, based on what we've talked about, is that whenever we are giving assignments, I hope that we will be able to get industry specific data for us to actually get the job done. So you actually learn what's it called? You will actually learn the methodologies of analysis that will actually position you well as an healthcare analyst. So because I've spoken about that earlier, and that's why I don't want to go more again into details regarding that. But what I can just say is that I'm very sure that through this class, you are going to get exposed to the methodology required to clean data, to model data, and be able to, get insight into data for the sake of healthcare services. All right, Mr. Chima Innocent.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes, I can hear you. Mr. Chima, are you there? Oh, he's not there. All right, Prince, are you there? Prince. Prince.
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Right. Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
Good afternoon from here. This is
Good
Prince
afternoon,
from
sir.
Benin City, Nigeria. I joined this meeting a little bit late, and I realized we were talking about data analytics. This is a very nice course that I really have passion about, and I really want to learn more and grow in this field. So I am not so sure if a boot camp is coming up or a training is coming up soon. I just need a little bit of a heads up and
Well,
guidance in this aspect. I really don't know if there's any information that's been passed before I joined. Thank you very much.
Okay. Let me just give a 1 minute answer to your point, sir. Yes, it's going to get started very soon. I think in less than 10 days from now, it should get started. And number two, there is that we've actually talked about several things before you came in. And one of those things we established based on example people has given is that the data analysis we're talking about can be adapted to any field. It's all based on your field of interest. However, one thing that remains universal to everyone is that the methodologies for analyzing data appear similar across board. So that methodology, you will actually be learning about that from in this class. And over time, you can choose to be a specialist in data analysis, and you can also you can choose to be a generalist. What I mean by specialist is that you can be like other speakers who have talked earlier. You can be an healthcare analyst, you can be an inventory analyst, you can be a logistic analyst, you can be business analyst, anything. And you can be a generalist. A generalist means that you don't specialize in any field. You just call yourself a data analyst. Anywhere they require the service of extracting insight from data, you are just there. So that is what okay. So that is what we are going to actually get into in this class. You will actually be learning the methodologies, you'll be learning the tools and technology, and how you can get yourself well positioned in the field of IT and in the field of data analysis. All right, I think there's no one left. Mr. Yaya has spoken, Mr. Chima. Okay, let me proceed to the next, which is, I don't know. Please, can you see my screen? Is my screen visible? Okay.
No, I can't see it.
You cannot see my screen.
No,
No,
your screen is not up
I
yet.
can't see your screen.
You can see my screen, please.
No,
No, I
your
can't
screen
see
is
it.
not up yet. No.
It's not up. It's not up.
Hi, buddies. Can you see it now?
Yes,
No,
it's up
Yes,
now.
it's up now.
I can see it now.
Yes,
Can't
it's up
see
now.
it.
See it now.
Yes, it's up now.
All right. So now, like I said, why we had to go into that conversation was when I was talking about understanding the role of data analyst. And like I said, the best way you can understand the role of a data, yes, Mr. Yaya will give that chance later. So the best way you can, understand the role of data analyst is asking what you're doing right now. And I believe by now, based on the example we've given, if anyone has not risen his or her hand up, I believe that what we've said so far can make an individual to understand the role of data analyst in every form of industry we can ever imagine. Now, let's talk about, yes, Mr. Chima, don't worry, I will answer you. So now let's talk about the another objective of this course. Another objective of this course is that we will actually get you, we teach you how you can use Microsoft Excel to clean, manipulate, and analyze data. So because Microsoft Excel is one of the powerful tools that is, used in the field of data analysis, and you have to, get yourself well prepared for this particular task. So, and another thing there is that maybe I will have to share my screen to show you one of my Power BI project as well. Like I said, if this has been Zoom, it will be easy for me to transition from one project to another. But since this is what's it called? This is Google Meet. I will just have one or two projects to show, then for us to see where we may be going. So now, Power BI, we will actually be using it to create dashboard, and through that, it will be easy for us to have a descriptive data about any organization. So that means that two technologies that is needed in the field of data analysis that you may not even need to stress yourself much about is Excel. Then the next one is Power BI. If you have been in any industry and you are applying for the role of data analysis, honestly, these two things, you can never boycott them. They will always ask you questions about it. So, and it's very essential for you, to actually get, prepared or on how to use this particular tool. Now, let's talk about what we have in stock, which are the course outline. Actually, in the first week of this class, we make everyone to understand, to have an overview understanding of data analytics. Then, in the second week of this class, we start moving from Excel's basics and getting to the advanced. In the first week, still the same first week, the second and third class, we get us started in the field of Excel. And it's important I make us to understand, because we are going to be constrained with time, that please and please, it's very important for us not to miss some of these classes, because we will also be undergoing statistical class at the same time. This is not actually bargained for, but why will I teach a class where you will get completed at the end of the day and you will not be so confident about what you do? Imagine then someone asking you what is descriptive statistics and you cannot even answer. So I will be incorporating statistics to this class, because statistics is the bedrock of data analysis. So please and please, I am begging in the name of God, let's try to cooperate so that we can move as fast as we can imagine. And what I will be doing for each class is that for every class we are teaching, I will always incorporate statistics into every class. If you are doing Excel today, let's assume the class is for 1 hour or 2 hours, for instance. 50% of that class will be for statistics. Then the remaining 50% will be for technology. Because when we are talking about data analysis, why this class will be special is that some of the classes that are being taught online, they only focus on how to use Excel or Power BI for analysis. They don't actually make you to understand that there is a framework you have to sit upon. So please, this is possibly going to be a bonus, and it's better if we are actually up and doing, because we will be applying the concept of statistics to the use of software. Please, let's know that. So it will not be like, okay, someone asked a question. Okay, someone asked a question. Let me read that question out. He said, hello, moderator. Are you currently employed as a data analyst with an international company? Well, my answer to you is that I am not actually working 8 to 4 for any international company, but what I do, I call it a freelance. What I mean by freelance is that I do a gig job with brands abroad and brand at home. And that means that I work as a freelancer, working for different, businesses around the world. And the platform I leverage upon to get my job done, to get my connect, is actually Upwork. I believe we know about Upwork possibly, and Fiverr. I'm no longer on Fiverr. So, and I also do organic outreach, for my clients. So I am not actually in the corporate world of what's it called?
Your screen is not being shared again, please.
Maybe someone has, tampered with the screen share. Let me reshare.
I can still see the screen.
Oh, okay.
It was actually showing. I think he had a network issue.
Okay. Can you see my screen back? Okay, yes.
It's back
So
now.
now,
Yes, yes, yes.
all right. So now, what I'm in attendance to what Mr. Uzo have asked. So I actually have a rich freelance portfolio, working for different small medium scale businesses, and also the elevated form of businesses as a freelancer. So I'm more of a freelancer than an employee of a company. And like I said, the freelance platform I've mentioned gave me exposure to international practices, because you imagine working for a business owner in America or in Canada or in United Kingdom. You should understand that I should go beyond that. In fact, let me share. Okay, no, let me not do that right now, because I don't want to disrupt the flow of what we are doing. So now, back to my conversation. Now, week 2, we'll be dealing with Excel pivot table, dashboarding, and data modeling. So, and in this particular class, we will still be using Excel. Like I said, please, like I'm repeating, so that it will not be like it's not what we bargained for we are getting. I'm not promising you that the journey will be 100% smooth. I am not. But I am promising you that if you can take the journey with me, you will be well transformed. Because you see, based on the international experiences I've gotten, I realize that there is nothing as good as having an independent mind as a data analyst. Sometimes some people will just come with a particular job, and you will never even have come across such a job. And what always make me to scale through is having an independent mind. And that is one of those things, I actually put as forward. Okay, he said, what is the minimum salary of a data analyst internationally and locally? Well, one of my mentee that actually got a job in the United States of America, because he's actually in US, I think his average salary is currently $4,000. And another person that actually got a job in United Kingdom, I think our base currently, according to last conversation, if I'm not making a mistake, is £3,100. David, can you mute your mic and please? All right. So now it's £3,500, like the what's it called? The mentee I have in the United Kingdom, that works now for me. And as a freelancer, I charge a gig job, and my hourly rate varies depending on the job of individual. And I can tell you that an average data analysis job, please hear me again, if you are a freelancer, an average data analysis job can get you just a job can fetch you a minimum of $100. And if you are very good with what you do, you can bargain $500 for a job. And if you are very expert at what you do, you can get $800. But you have to be very careful not to be money driven as a freelancer, because if you are charging someone $800, just know that there is someone else charging that particular person $300 for what you are doing. So you just have to set your competitive rate as a freelancer. But my average job is always around those particular rates. So, and like and I need to also make you understand that locally, like I remember when I was doing a pilot view such that I would be able to answer this nature of question, I actually put in for a job in Lagos. And after attending the interview, which I also intentionally not being too serious with it, because what I want to get is insight to be able to give answers to this nature of question. That company that time was offering me 400,000 naira in Lagos. So, and if you have to get 400,000 naira in Lagos, you must double your also at the same time. But 400,000 naira is not bad for a data analyst, especially if you are not taking a senior role. If you are taking a mid role, or I don't think that your role is an entry role. So 400,000 naira is not bad. But let me also make you to understand. I told you about someone in the United States of America as a mentee earning $4,000. I told you about another person earning £3,500. Although if you convert that pounds to dollar, it may be 4,000. I want to make you to understand that salary varies internationally and it's also very locally. What matter is that let your socioeconomic characteristics determine what salary you can accept and what salary you can reject. For instance, now you will not be coming to me for a data analysis job and you'll be telling me, okay, for instance, you want to give me a work of $20 or a work of $50. I may not really accept it. So when it comes to pay, your socioeconomic demographics and your experience and expertise determine what to accept. I believe I've answered you, Mr. Uzo. Now, so going back to our course outline, the week 2 also deal with Excel pivot table, dashboard, data modeling. These are technical terms which I believe if you are just new here, it will be as if I'm speaking in jargons. But what I will just say, let me see whether I can share such a screen, or should I? Okay. Funny enough, this particular thing we open in my place. Can we see the next screen I'm sharing? Let me see if it's sharing. Yes, you should be able to see, right?
Yes, we can.
Now,
Yes, I
this
can.
is good. So this is one of my task. Now, this is Power BI and an example of dashboarding. Because if I have to open Power BI itself, it
Sorry,
could take
sorry, I can't see the screen.
again. Okay, maybe I think I know why this will be. Can you see the screen now?
Yes, I
No,
can.
Okay.
no.
Okay. Now,
I
if
No,
can
I
see.
can't see anything.
I know you should be able to see.
I can't see anything.
I think it's your network. It's your network.
It will be your
Network
network.
on your
It's
side.
showing. The screen is
All
showing.
right. All right. So
It's
now,
showing. I think
Screen is
it's
actually
on the
sharing.
okay. All right. So now, looking at this thing on my chart, don't forget I was talking about dashboarding. This is an example of dashboarding. This is actually an example of dash. Don't worry, Mr. Chima, you will talk. I'll definitely allow you to talk. Let's just run through this for now. And so now, if you look at this is an example of dashboarding, and this is more or less like a financial data. And you can see, when we are, talking about units sold, and you can see, I think someone was talking about geoinformatics. No, this is not really geoinformatics specifically, but this would be more of geospatial. Yes, it's still part of geoinformatics. So if you are seeing this my screen, you can see that we are not looking at regions. This is a region in North America, Europe. We are looking at which of the region has much sales, profit. We can see the chart also. This was done in Power BI. Sorry, this was actually done in Power BI. So we can see at the right hand side, we can see that this is a bar chart talking about individual region, that the Canada had more profit than Germany. You can see that. So this is one of those things we should be looking for to actually achieve. This is a financial data that got translated to this particular case. Let me also find a way to open another data because I want to be sure I am. Yes, I want to open a new data. So most likely you may not see my screen. Let me see. Oh, I thought I had some PDF. Let me check. Okay, rice. Okay, let me check whether I have the PDF here. Oh, okay, just a moment, please. I want to search this so that I will be able to attend to. And I don't actually want to start downloading this file. I actually save it somewhere. But but definitely in the next class, I should be able to get it. Okay, good. I think I'll be able to see that folder. Now, this also health. Don't forget we talked about health analysis. I believe we can all remember I talked about health analysis, healthcare analysis. So now, if we can look at this as well, you cannot see that screen very well, but you can see a dashboard, giving insight into health record. Okay, let's look at this now. If you look at what I'm showing here, this gives a trend into the available data. So this is also another example of how we can apply Power BI and Excel as well to get the job done based on what we actually want to learn. Actually, I would have shown this other one based on someone who said he was actually also interested in AI. Let me just show this code for the sake of understanding, which this class is out of the scope of this class, but I just want to show him everyone so that you can see that when you learn Power BI and Excel, that is not the end in the world of data analysis. So now you can see this is a Python code, and this is a Python code. Let me check whether
I can't see the screen.
Yes, I minimize my screen. Yes, so you can see now this is a Python code written to make auto visualization. And if I go down, you will see a model that was being built. So this will be an advance of what Mr. My Ogada is in Canada, what he made mention of earlier, AI, this is how we now start getting involved in writing code. But that is not the focus of the class. It's just an example of, my conversation. So through this class, you will be able to understand dashboarding, how to go about dashboarding, and how to, make relevant transformation. So now for the week 3, we will do data transformation. Data transformation is just a way of cleaning data and getting other things done. And dashboarding, like I've said, and the advanced techniques of Power BI. Then week 4, which will be the last week for the class. We will start talking about Excel projects, where individual will undergo an Excel project, Power BI project, which will also be industry specific, and we are going to actually have a review of what we've done so far. And that will be how we are going to go through the 4-week class. And like I said, I will ensure that I am able to make it specific enough for us to grab the class. But don't forget, no class will teach you all. You also have to go further in learning. So these are some of the things we are actually going to get of the class. Now, what will be the benefit of these classes? The first benefit is that through this, like we have sample every other person here, you will be able to start having learning how to have insight into data, to have a data-driven decision. You also be able to have valuable skills that are being sought after in various industry. We've talked about several industry, and we are able to bring out something. And at the same time, like I said, if you are already in an industry, you don't need to be having a career change. Just call yourself an analyst in the career you are. That's all. So you will be able to have a competitive edge, like I said, and the practicals will make you to be confident about what you believe you know. And like I showed you, I showed you those charts in that particular area. Now, if you look at what I talked about here, I said you'll be able to use function like sum, average, and other statistics. You can see that you'll be able to learn basic functions like calculate sum, averages, and other statistics. So this is where you have to, even when you are writing your resume, you will not just call yourself a data analyst. You list your skills. And one of your skills must be statistics. Then the other skills you have to learn will be dashboarding, which is embedded in this course. And the other one will actually be data transformation skills, which will also be embedded, in this course. Then pivot table, I talked about that. Then chatting, you should also be able to, when we are talking about skills as a data analyst, you will not write on your resume data analyst. You will be writing task that is being done, statistics, table pivoting, chatting, graphing, etc. So these are some of the skills that you will actually be getting over here. But note now, this class will not teach you about SQL. Please, let's note that this class will not teach you and expose you to SQL. SQL is another thing entirely different from here. And but it will make you understand how you can clean data based on what is on your screen. So, and this is how we are going to run it down, which I don't want us to go into that for now, because saying it is as good as I will still repeat myself in the class. So this is actually the overview of what you'll be subscribing for, and I believe it's going to actually be an exciting journey, something you will actually be glad, subscribing to. So do we have questions? Okay, Mr. Innocent, let me take your question right now. Before anyone want to ask question, are you still there, Mr. Innocent? Mr. Innocent, are you still here, please? I don't think he's there. All right, so do we have questions so far? So do we have any questions so far?
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Please,
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
because if I miss, this is the problem. Because I even get this notification. If I mute everyone, some people who have outdated app will automatically just, be removed. So, and I don't want that to happen. Please, if you want to talk, unmute your mic. But if you are not talking, please mute your mic so that there is a sequence of question asking here. So please, I believe you also see it on your screen. So please mute your mic if you are not asking question, and when is your turn, you unmute. All right, Mr. Babatunde.
Okay, thank you. Can we, whenever I miss any class, can I have a recording class so that I can listen to it at my own convenient time?
Although, to be honest with you, I don't always encourage it, but I think we may start to encourage it, because one thing I realize is that it reduces punctuality, and punctuality is the priority of this class. But you see, let me say that it's going to be a discretion. The pattern of the class will make me to give a yes and a no. If I say a yes now, I would have promised my accountant that is all about money. So the pattern of the class will determine whether it's a yes and no. Imagine if we have 80% of the class in attendance, then it will remain 20%. We can always have a recording for them. But imagine we have 30% in the class. That means that everyone is just waiting for the recording. So that will be at discretion based on what we have in the class, sir. Have I answered your question, sir?
Yes, you have answered, but mostly the class will be late in the evening, not during the working hours.
Definitely. No. No. Because we can see that the people that are here are rich people, sir. So we wouldn't want them to go.
All right, no problem. That's my question. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Ajile.
Okay, all right. I wanted to ask, apart from this particular class, do you have more advanced classes? That
Yes.
there's so much. Whenever you talk about data analysis, there's so much that is tied to it. I know data analysis is beyond Excel and Power BI, but things like introduction to Python and some other softwares which people use to do data visualization and also data analysis. Do you have other classes that tend to that? Like my son now is currently in Covenant University studying computer science, and he's someone that is also very interested in. So he has done advanced diploma software engineering in Aptech, to the same type of thing I have. But he's someone that is so particular about what do you call it, data analysis, because that's the new trend. So he's still quite young, so he wants to get a hands-on on time. So I need to know if things like the Python thing and the rest of them is very important. Thank you.
All right, sir.
So I think for that question, we are looking towards in that direction as well. Right now, we're just having this bootcamp on Excel and Power BI, right? But in the next 2 months or 1 month, I think I'm going to discuss with the instructor so we can try to figure out how we can actually fix a class on Python, SQL, and others as well, right? So when that happens, definitely few weeks prior to the time, I'm going to inform everyone for those that will be interested in those softwares.
Mr. Gile, has your question been answered?
Yeah, thank you. Because my own SQL is very old. I did it in 2011. That was with NIT, so it's very old now. I won't lie to you. So I need to brush up too. Thank you.
All right, all right. Although your SQL is not old, the only thing there is that you only need to use the software, and you will see that it's still as as you left it. All right. So now, Mr. Babatunde, your question. Mr. Babatunde, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. I don't have question again.
Okay, I am seeing you on the list. That's why I mentioned it. Okay,
I
Mr.
don't have.
Oji. Mr. Oji.
Okay, yeah, thank you. So it was really an interesting class. Some of my questions have been attended to, but I just want to know from the slide you are sharing, I'm seeing classes 2 and 3. Are we having different classes for this? So other ones have been attended to. I just want to confirm what I'm saying. Whether we're having two different facilitators for the class or two different classes. I'm seeing week 1, classes 2 and 3. Thank you.
All right, it's just it's just what's it called, a tutor. What classes one, week 1, classes 2 and 3 means is that should be day 2, day 3 of that week. Is that
Okay,
clarified, sir?
that's fine. That's fine.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
All
Thanks.
right, Mr. Destiny, you are the next online on the list. Mr. Destiny, please. Oh, I think Mr. Kende.
Yes, can we hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Yeah, so my question is with regards to the certification.
Okay.
All
Yes,
right.
so
So for this certification, right? Okay, you can go on. I think you're still asking.
yes, please go ahead, please go ahead, please.
All right. For the certification, basically there is at the end of the course or at the end of the 4 weeks boot camp, there's a project like the instructor mentioned on Excel and Power BI that you have to complete to show that you have actually gone through the course. So after submission of the project and review, you are going to receive a certificate of completion. All right, a certificate of completion to prove that you have completed the course with us.
But also
Okay.
you should have in mind
Okay.
that people do real certifications for Power BI too, for Microsoft. So while you are working towards learning to do it, you should also try to get the Microsoft certification itself. Thank you.
Yes, because that was why I even want him to what's it called, to clarify what he mean by certification, whether he's talking about vendor-based certification or training-based certification. And I think if I have to combine what both speakers have said, I need the person that asks question to know that we have a vendor-based certification and we also have a tutor-based certification. The certification you will be getting here is an evidence that you attended a class, you undergone a project, and at the end of the day you are certified that yes, that's the capstone. Yes, there will be a capstone project. So that after doing that, that's how we will now verify that yes, you have a expertise in using Power BI and Excel for data analysis. However, that can be great for you at a local level and international level But when we are talking about competitive advantage, it will also be best for you to go beyond that certification. It will also be best for you to actually, elevate, in having a certification. And my point here is that, when can you now have a certification? Honestly, if you're attending this class, you should be 80% done in preparing for Power BI certification. For Nigeria's Power BI certification is up to $80. Let's assume you can afford $80 currently. It just make a lot of sense for you to, have the certification date, and while you are in the class, you are also preparing for the exam. That would be a dual purpose for you. So that is how I can. Okay, someone said, I think building a portfolio is more important than having a certification. See, yes, if you are in the freelance world, no one cares about your certification. People cares about your portfolio if you are in a freelance world like mine. But if you are going to a corporate world, in fact, I can tell you that your certification will come first before your portfolio. Your portfolio will come possibly at the phase of interview, but your certification will come at the place of shortlisting. So there are stratifications to these stuff. So I will advise that while you are building a portfolio, try to get certification. If you don't mind being in a freelance world, honestly, you don't need certification. You need to build portfolio. But if you will be in a corporate world, you have to also take a vendor-based certification to be serious. All right, Mr. Babakule, we'll mute our mics. Please, let's mute our
Are you with me? Now I'm in a corporate organization. Now, are you saying that I can be certificate before the completion of the program?
Sir?
I say I'm in a corporate organization.
Yes, sir.
I work in the university. Are you saying that I can collect certificate before the completion of the course?
No, it's as good as you register for a MSc or BSc. I want to get certificate before you graduate. Is that
I
not
don't know. I need clarification on what you just said. I need clarification on that.
okay?
About
Okay. Yeah, okay. I get what you're saying now. That's the vendor-based certification. Of course, if you are well prepared for vendor-based certification, while the class is ongoing, you can always get yourself prepared for the vendor-based certification. Yes, the answer is yes. I don't know if I answer your question, sir.
that I mean that on the corporate world we wait till the end of the training before we can be certification.
Sir?
I say for the corporate world, stay with. I said we will wait till the end of the program before we can be certificate.
Yes, that's certificate. Yeah, that's what I said. It's actually a training-based certificate. You have no choice at the end of the program. But if it's a vendor-based certificate, you can keep improving and practicing for the exam, even before the end of the program. And you can even take the exam before the end of the class. If it's but if
All right.
Okay.
Hello, can I say something quickly, please?
All right, sir.
For someone, for me, someone like me, I would advise that immediately after this particular boot camp, and if you are well prepared, I think you could, take a shot at doing the vendor-based certification, because in Canada, and the UK, where I'm very much conversant with, I will tell you something. Even your BSc and your MSc does not really matter. They are more likely to check, because especially when you have a BSc and an MSc from here, it's much later that I started having schooling abroad and different schools abroad that now gave me much of an edge. But ab initio, it's those vendor-based certifications which they always reckon with. They are sure of the fact that, okay, those exams you did are international exams. But your BSc from Nigeria, your MSc from Nigeria, I'm sorry to say, with our outdated curriculum, it's funny. So we need to set our priorities right to know what we want to do. Thank you.
Exactly. So that's why I said, the vendor-based certification is just a way to get yourself advanced if you're actually going into the corporate world. Is very, very, very important. All right. I think Mr. Babatunde was the one that spoke. And Mr. Kehinde, can you please unmute yourself? Mr. Kehinde, are you there?
Yeah. Good evening and God bless everyone.
Yes. I think Mr. Emales will be the last person for this time because we have 3 minutes to go. All right, Mr. Kehinde.
Thank you very much for your time and for this high opening. However, I want to ask that the program is a very nice one, which some of us would like to participate. However, concerning the certification and others, I don't know the kind of your partnership with relevant authorities in terms of this program, so that we can be able to know the genuinity of what you are giving us as certification, and how well you are preparing others for mentorship in such a way that we can monitor what is going on after this program.
Okay. When it comes to partnership with an organization, actually, I will say that currently the brand is still independent of that. And when it comes to certification, you don't really need the what's it called, is something that is easy to do. Is all what you just is all about is go to Microsoft Power BI platform, click on apply for exam, you pay your $85, then you schedule an exam date. So it's a straightforward stuff. We does not actually require our intervention in that area. The only place you may start asking for intervention is if you need an extra class to prepare for the exam. Definitely, we can now prepare you for the exam so that you will be able to, get yourself fully prepared. Because one of the problem we have in the vendor-based certification is that some people don't go there being prepared. In fact, some people sometimes they are looking for someone who will have a screen share with them to be able to do it. All these things are not are inorganic way of preparing for such an exam, and there is 50% chances that if you follow that method, you are going to likely fail the exam. The organic way is that you can get a tutor to guide you through the past questions to explain what you don't understand to you, so that even if you are in the exam, if you don't even remember, you will remember the explanation and be able to answer the question appropriately. So that is how the organization can come in for you to get more prepared for the exam.
God will bless you, sir. Then how can we build our portfolio, sir?
Yes, you can build your
Can build
portfolio.
your portfolio.
When you start work, that's your portfoldio.
When you
Your
go,
projects are your portfolio.
where
The
will you
project,
be keeping?
there are different places that you build your portfolios on. Different
What
type
are
of places. Fiverr, like on Fiverr and the rest of them, they are job mats. So anything you do, it means that anything you do, you just upload it on that platform, so that that platform knows that you have carried out so and so projects.
Okay. Thank you.
In explaining that, so I wouldn't want.
It's already time. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So,
I think
I
everyone
think
has.
everyone has.
I want to believe that every demand has been answered. So let me just pass the baton back to Mr. Prosper for him to to round up the meeting.
Sorry, is this the only program you are running, or you have some other things you are running?
There are some other programs involved, which Mr. Prosper, he will be taking up from now, so he can give other clarifications where necessary. All right, Mr. Are you there?
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Femi, for the session. Right, it was really amazing. Okay, so basically, I think I've sent messages in the group as regarding the information regarding the classes, right? So basically, it is starting on Tuesday, next 2 weeks, 13th of August. That is about 10 days from now. All right. And the classes are meant to hold Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 8 p.m. Nigerian time, and then 7 p.m. Ghanaian time. All right. So Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 8 p.m. and 7 p.m. respectively. So regarding the fee, for Nigeria, it is 27,000, just 27,000 naira news. And then for Ghanaians, it is 360 CDs, 360 Ghana CDs. All right. So those are the basic information that is there.
How
Now
many
the
hours?
course outline. Yeah, each class is meant to be 2 to 3 hours, depending on what you have to cover for that day. And that would be dependent on the instructor, but 2 to 3 hours range
Will it be
for each class.
Sorry, you said Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays.
Yes.
Why? Since the weekend is there, why Friday?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, actually, we I don't know if my voice is echoing. What is the problem? Okay, it's better now. All right. So there are other courses. I think let me use this opportunity to answer the other question that somebody asked about whether we have other courses. We actually have other courses running. So we have fixed timetables, fixed times for each course. You understand? So for Excel and Power BI, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays has been fixed. You understand? So for other advanced courses related to data analysis that we are not running now, we are going to give information on them in due course, probably in 1 to 2 months time from now. All right. So like the instructor mentioned, there might be incidents when you might not be available for a particular class at any time, right? But then even though it is expected that you should be available for all the classes, there are incidents that can happen and you might not be available. So in those cases, recorded versions will be sent to you to catch up with the class. But one thing I always advise for persons that are, is my voice audible?
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay,
We can
good.
hear
So
you very well.
yeah, so one thing I always advise, basically, some persons, they just depend on the recorded versions and they accumulate it, right? 4 weeks, 3 times a week, that's a total of 12 classes. So by the time you have 12 videos of 3 hours each to watch, it is going to be overwhelming. And then, so it is always advisable to go through the videos immediately after the classes has ended to refresh your memory and then to keep up for the next class. So it will not be overwhelming for you.
Yeah, I think no matter what, for me, it's still advisable that the classes are recorded, because for someone like me, Fridays is a no-no for me. That's one. Then two, the more you watch the videos, the more you understand. I mean, it's something visual. The more you like it. At times when a radio station plays music over and over, even if you don't like that music, you see that you find yourself singing the song. It sticks to your memory. That's the way I see things. Thank you.
Yeah, that's actually correct. That's correct. The recorded versions are going to be shared. So basically, there's going to be a mentorship group where every paid participant will be added to. All right. So that is where all the recordings, the resources, materials will be shared. Likewise, the software as well, in case you don't have them already. So
thank you very much.
Yes.
We appreciate the class.
Yeah.
Okay,
And,
Prosper.
and it's very important for me to stay this, as a way of always preparing anyone, I mentor or I tutor, is that don't come to this class with the mind of restricting yourself to this class. I don't know if I'm making sense. Don't come to this class with the mind of sticking to what is being taught in this class. What did I mean by that? There are so many things that will be said in the class, and there are so many things that will also be unsaid in the class. Ability to research more, because that will be one of the rigorous work, and we actually make everyone to undergo. Ability to research will be what will actually get you to where you are going. So please and please, please and please, I am pleading, why you have access to even the recorded video, I will not actually want you to be overly dependent on it. Why I say I don't want you to be overly dependent on it is that I need you to come the next class, bring a fresh idea. And how you bring a fresh idea? You can always bring a fresh idea when you also research more, when you even watch more videos on other platforms. But the advantage of coming to this class, if you look at this now, or the discussion we've actually have right now, if you look at it now, you can realize that if there has been a recorded video, there are some questions you will want to ask that watching a recorded video will not allow you to ask. So that is the difference between watching a recorded video and being present in the class. However, we understand different portfolio and different field every one of us is. But regardless of that, please and please, please and please come with it to this class with the mind that you want to be super great. And the being super great require you to go beyond the what is it called, the axis of the class. So that is a very important note I have to put forward to you. SAS and Ma. I think I don't know if there is no female here because I've been listening to men, but let me not sound being gender what do you call it? Gender bias. But I don't think there is any female here. So we have to pass.
I doubt if there is. All right. So thanks so much for the time. It's
No,
8 minutes past.
Prosper, I want to ask a question. The
Yes.
course outline, is it possible you share the course outline so that it help you're saying something about going back to study before the class and all that. So it is imperative that we have the course outline so that one could actually read about the next day's discussion class and all that. So is it possible you share the
Yeah.
course outline here?
Yes, definitely. It's going to be shared on the group.
Okay.
It's going to be shared on the group. Yeah.
All right, I think we can end the class right now.
All right. So
Sorry. Last question, please. Last question. Hello.
yeah.
Hello. And last
Yes,
question.
sir.
The details for payment. You know that we have not paid. We have not do registration for this course. How do we pay?
Yes, I'm gonna. If you need to make payment, you can simply send me a message on WhatsApp, and I'll forward the
Send
account
your mail
details.
then. I send your mail.
Y-
No problem.
Right. Yeah. So we'll be looking forward to seeing. I don't know. We are about 30 in this class. We'll be looking forward to meeting us again on the 13th of this month for the boot camp proper. Thanks so much for attending. And Mr. Femi, thank you. You've done a nice job today.
It's my pleasure.
You're welcome. So we
All
can
right.
end it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
All right.
I'm trying to. Please, our class finish.
Oh, class area.
Eh? Sorry, I came before. Sorry, just rejoin.
No, what you bet. Also, feel crap.